Wack 100 just lit up the internet once again, this time aiming his fire straight at Charleston White ahead of his upcoming boxing match with Boosie Badazz. According to Wack, there's no point in the fight because Boosie would smoke Charleston any day, anytime, gloves or no gloves. He called the matchup a waste of energy and said Charleston doesn't have what it takes to step in a ring with a real street veteran like Boosie. And when Wack talks like that, it's never light. He meant every word, and the hip-hop world is already divided. From the jump, Wack 100 made it clear that he sees Charleston White as nothing but a loudmouth who finally bit off more than he can chew. He said that Charleston's internet energy has fooled too many people into thinking he's tough. But when it comes to actually standing toe-to-toe with someone like Boosie, all that talk will fade real quick. In Wack's words, Boosie been through real pressure, real war, real consequences. Charleston just been through Wi-Fi. That line alone set the internet ablaze. For those who've been following this build-up, the Boosie versus Charleston fight is one of the most unexpected matchups in entertainment. Two outspoken men, two massive egos, both known for controversy and speaking their minds. But when it comes to actually throwing hands, most people didn't know what to expect until Wack 100 stepped in and made his stance very clear. This ain't a fair fight. Please do not forget to like this video, share and subscribe to this channel if you want more updates like this. Thank you. Now, let's get back into the video. According to Wack, Charleston's biggest mistake was thinking that viral fame equals strength. He said that Boosie's not a YouTuber or a talker. He's a man who's lived the kind of life that builds real grit. Boosie done survived shootouts, betrayal, the feds, and the industry. You think a man like that's going to lose to somebody who got famous yelling into a camera? Wack said during one of his recent Clubhouse sessions. And from that moment, the clip spread everywhere. Fans started reacting, with some saying Wack's just trying to protect Boosie's image, while others agree that Charleston has been way too comfortable throwing shots without ever backing them up physically. Either way, Wack's comments hit hard because they came with a sense of authority. Whether people love him or hate him, Wack has seen it all, from managing major artists to getting caught in real street confrontations. So when he says a man will get smoked, you know he believes it. But this wasn't just Wack being Wack. This was a full-blown takedown of Charleston's entire persona. He mocked Charleston for always acting tough online, while being surrounded by security and cameras. Charleston only gangster when there's Wi-Fi and comments. Wack said, "You take that away and he's quiet. Boosie don't need no audience to handle business. That's the difference." That hit a nerve. Charleston White, who's never one to stay silent, caught wind of Wack's comments almost immediately. He started throwing shade online, calling Wack another fake tough guy, and accusing him of riding Boosie's coattails. But even with Charleston's usual wild energy, people could tell this one hit differently. Because this time, Wack wasn't joking or trolling. He was calling Charleston's entire act out in front of the whole world. And to make things worse for Charleston, Wack isn't alone in his opinion. Many people in the industry are quietly agreeing that if this fight actually happens, it'll be short. Real short. The general feeling is that Boosie's got the endurance, the power, and most importantly, the mentality to make Charleston regret every word he's ever said. Boosie's been through pain, betrayal, loss. His energy is raw, unfiltered, and dangerous. Charleston, on the other hand, is known more for his words and his hands. Wack even went further, saying the fight shouldn't even happen. He said putting Charleston in the same ring with Boosie is like putting a comedian in with a pit bull. In his words, Boosie don't fight for fame. He fights for respect. Charleston fights for likes. That's the difference between a man and a mouth. Those words spread across social media like wildfire. On Instagram, blogs reposted Wack's rant with thousands of comments pouring in. Some fans joked that Wack just guaranteed Boosie's victory, while others warned Charleston to train for his life. It got to the point where fans started tagging both Boosie and Charleston, begging them to respond. Boosie, of course, didn't need to say much. His silence spoke volumes. Everyone knows when Boosie goes quiet before a situation, he's preparing. He's not one to argue on the internet for clout. He lets his actions do the talking. And in this case, that's exactly what Wack was referring to. He said Charleston doesn't realize that Boosie's not from the world of talk. He's from the world of doing. Wack 100 even hinted that he's seen Boosie handle himself before, saying that Boosie ain't soft. People might laugh and love his personality, but that man still moved like he from the jungle. That line was the final nail in Charleston's credibility coffin for many fans. What makes the situation even more chaotic is how Charleston White has been building up this boxing match as his big moment. The event where he could prove he's not just a loudmouth, but also someone who can stand his ground physically. He's been talking about it like it's his redemption arc. But with Wack's comments, that narrative is now completely flipped. People are already calling it a setup, saying Charleston's walking into a disaster. Wack also touched on something deeper. He said this fight represents a culture problem, where people think being loud equals being real. We in a world where the loudest man gets attention, he said. But loud don't mean strong. Loud don't mean ready. Boosie been ready since the 90s. Charleston just started acting ready when YouTube started paying. That quote has since gone viral, used in clips, memes, and even TikTok edits of the two men's upcoming fight. As always, Wack 100's words come with heavy consequences. His statements didn't just embarrass Charleston, they also put pressure on Boosie. Now, fans are expecting nothing short of domination. They want Boosie to prove Wack right and make Charleston eat his words. And knowing Boosie, that's probably exactly what he's planning to do. But what makes this whole thing even crazier is that Charleston White refuses to back down. He's been posting videos laughing off Wack's comments, saying he's ready for whatever, and that Wack is just jealous of his influence. But those close to the situation claim Charleston is privately frustrated. He knows Wack's opinion carries weight in the industry, and when a figure like Wack 100 publicly calls you out as a fraud, that's not something you can just brush off. Still, Charleston's strategy seems to be the same as always: use the attention. He's doubling down on promotion, making jokes about Boosie's past cases, mocking Wack's credibility, and spinning everything into content. It's the same formula that made him famous, but this time it feels different, because now people aren't laughing with him, they're laughing at him. Wack 100, meanwhile, has made it clear he's standing on business. In another recent conversation, he said, "I ain't got no problem with Charleston personally, but he been playing with fire too long. Sometimes, the game gotta remind you that real life still exists.